This is the Cursed Skull build guide. The Cursed Skull is primarily used in corrupted dungeons. So this build is based around PvPing with other players. You're going to be using Cursed Skull. For enemies in the dungeon, you will use Puddle, Cursed Tar is the official name, and Cursed Beam, along with the first passive. When you are fighting other players, you will switch to the Vile Curse, Desecrate, and Hit and Run instead. For your helmets, you'll be running Retaliate with the first passive, Mercenary Jacket with the first passive, and of course Bloodlust. For Soldier Boots, you're generally going to run Rejuvenating Sprint. However, if someone is ultra nimble and they keep getting away from you with just a tiny bit of health, you'll have to swap to Wanderlust. I don't run a cape because I like to save money. I'm only using 4.1 gear. This entire set is only 32,000 silver. I use a cabbage soup as my food, and for a little bit of survivability, because it sometimes comes down to the wire, I run a Gigantify potion. What this does, it just increases your max health by 60%. You could use a higher tier for more HP, but this thing is only worth 400 silver. Again, super duper cheap, and I almost never have to use it. So the way it works for PvE, which I need to swap back to my PvE setup here, is you just put puddles under the enemies, you auto-attack them, and you use the Cursed Beam after 1 or 2 puddles depending on what you're fighting. So like for this beast, I can just throw a puddle down, and yes, I'm aware that my HP is draining, but I have the cabbage soup active, which all of my health will be regenerated. This is why we use this food. If you want it to be expensive, you could use a Pure Mist Snapper whenever you invade or become invaded. I find this to be a waste of money, so I just go with the cabbage soup. Anyway, so for PvE, just put a puddle under like weaker opponents and then move on. For stronger opponents, put a puddle under them and then wait, put down a second puddle, then use your Cursed Beam on them, and this will drain their HP massively. And there we go. So that's one of the harder enemies in the dungeon to kill as far as HP goes. And you could use your boots in between pulls if you just want to save some time. But other than that, this is the standard go-to meta build. This is a meta build for corrupted dungeons. Even though Hunter Hood has been slightly nerfed, it is still ideal. This also clears relatively quickly. This build can clear corrupted dungeons in Stalker difficulty in around 6 minutes. That's 3 bosses and the main boss in 6 minutes time. It's very decent. So you can also use your E ability on monsters. You don't really need to though, because your Cursed Tar and your Laser Beam deal far more increased damage. This spell is mostly against enemy players because it will deal maximum health damage. When you are fighting against a player, the way it generally works is you'll be attacking with Vile Curse and holding them in place with Desecrate. Whenever you get slightly low on health, I would say 2 bars remaining or less, what you want to do is as you cast your Haunting Screams, you also Desecrate them and you activate your Bloodlust. And all of this, they'll have 4 curse stacks, they'll be desecrated, they'll be hit with the Haunting Screams. All of this will eat up all of your Bloodlust charges very quickly, giving you almost a full heal. Also, you just want to use your Hunter Hood whenever the enemy starts blowing abilities on you. You might have to wait if it's like a one-shot dagger. Otherwise, you just cast it at the start of the fight. They're going to take a big chunk of damage. And you generally want to run away from your targets and curse them over time. If you get into a melee scuffle, you should pull ahead on DPS. But other than that, it's a very hard to kill meta build. It wins more than it loses once you learn how to play it, and it beats most builds. There are a few counters to it. Claymore still beats it, which is unfortunate because Claymore generally opens the fight and takes half your HP before you can even react. That's just how it is. There's not much you can do about that. But if they're a bad Claymore and they don't know how to run away or reposition, you can generally pull out a win anyway. There's a few other builds that involve like Light Crossbow and Guardian Helmet, which will out DPS you unfortunately, and their Guardian Helmet cancels your curse stacks, making it a lot harder to kill them. So just a few things like that. But other than that, it is a fast clearing, superior PvP build that you should absolutely use if you are interested in learning the Cursed Skull. Now, there are a few other builds for Cursed Skull that involve ZVZs, but Generally, you won't run this in ZVZ ever unless someone really demands it specifically, because they're just better alternatives to be run. For bosses, it's very simple. You just puddle them. You can eat them right away if you want. You don't really have to. It doesn't do much. You just puddle them and then use your laser. And then that's it. That's all you have to do against bosses. They will absolutely melt. Nothing you do really eats your curse charges except your laser beam, so just feel free to use it whenever with Cursed Skull. You also have, 2 self-heals, so if you're really bad and, like, get hit by this or something, well, that's fine, because you just activate your jacket, and then you just kill the... Look at this. You just heal it all back. You can also activate your boots if you want more healing. So you can play this build very sloppily, as it has plenty of self-sustain for new players, so that you can regenerate your health against these bosses. 147,000 in this... Wow! That was a good chest. I have not had a chest that good in quite some time doing Corrupted Dungeons. A little lucky there. And that's cool. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the dungeon. Also, when you're like trading enemy players, just use your Gigantify potion. If you use it right away, the enemy will just run away most of the time and then reset the fight, and you won't have the potion anymore. So you want to save it for when it's like down to the nitty-gritty and you're both about to die. That's when you want to actually pop it, because that's one of those, it's like an anime moments where like the bad guy's got you on the ground and you're bleeding out and choking on your own blood, and he's like, any last words, and then you like chug the potion, and then you stand back up, and then the music starts playing, and you're like, haha, I have the upper hand now. And then you start casting all your spells. But one thing you absolutely don't want to do, by the way, is you don't want to use, this is a warning, you don't want to use your mercenary jacket while your growth potion, because when you grow back to normal size, you will only have half as much healing effectiveness. So the way growth potion works, well, not really half, it's a little bit less than that, because you're only getting 60% in max HP. When you are under the effects of growth, all the damage you take is still the same. All the healing you receive, unless you chug a healing potion, is still the same. Which you can't chug a healing potion if you use a growth potion. That would be for Guardian Boots. But anyway, the point is that any healing and damage you receive is the same when you are big. But when you return to regular size, it takes the percentage of HP that you gained, does the math, and then returns you back to normal with the same percentage of HP gone. So what this means is that if you grow for 100% additional HP, a la Guardian Boots, then, look at this, I'm taking a lot of damage here because I'm being sloppy, but that's okay, I just pop my jacket, I'm healed, it's easy. And then the cabbage soup here will heal me fully. Very simple, very easy. So what you want to do is you want to mitigate damage as much as possible. Like when the enemy's charging up for a big attack, grow big. But when you need to heal, you don't want to be grown big, because your healing won't be as efficient. I hope this makes sense. Hopefully it does. But, unfortunately, before filming, you only have a limited amount of time to choose to invade another player. And I didn't click the button in time because it burned out since I was getting my recording software set up. So, because I just summoned the boss in Corrupted Dungeon, I won't be invaded now. So I'm just going to go kill the boss, and then that's the video. I wish I could show this off in, PvP, but sometimes it takes a while to be invaded or to find an invader, especially at the dead hours. Like, it's 4 in the morning, UTC on West. Not as many people play West anymore, so it does take some time. And these are the kind of chests that I normally get right there, those little garbage ones just like that. So we're going to kill the boss, we're going to go down here and kill that boss, and then I will see you in the next build guide video. I hope you enjoyed this. Most build guides that I'm doing for specific weapons are done with test dummies to show you the damage, but the reason I'm not showing you damage on this one is because Corrupted Dungeons for Stalker, not for Slayer, limit your item power. Because they limit your item power, your power is going to differ slightly. Anything over 900 is negated by 95%, so I can't tell you exactly how much damage and health you will have at certain item power caps, because it's going to be different for just about everyone, and that's just how it is. But let's go ahead and just take this boss out here, and, he's pretty easy to kill. We're just going to double puddle him here and wait for him to throw that last ball, and I'm going to move out of the way of that, whatever. Just puddle him some more. Hit the reflect on this, that way he takes a little bit of damage. Stops casting so much. And then what was that, 4th ball? There we go, hit him with the laser beam again. If I get hit by that, it's fine. Guess what? I have Mercenary Jacket. Look at that. I just heal right back again. Super easy, super good. Generally want to combine that with something else, but it's fine. Go ahead and I'm going to hit him with that again. And yeah, easy boss. Just use the healing boots when it's off cooldown. And again, like I said, I'm playing this very sloppily. And then I am not going to stand still during this phase. Heck no, because I'll get blown up. I am slightly overloaded. Oh yeah, I guess that kind of makes it harder to dodge, doesn't it? Did that just now happen? Or have I been overloaded this whole time? My laser versus his laser. It's like an anime moment, guys. You know, you gotta live for those anime moments. When's the last time y'all had an anime moment in real life? Let me know. I'm gonna switch to weight here so I can move a little faster, run to that last boss down there. And 11k in that chest, not the best. But we got one more boss down here, and then, like I said, that's the video. Now, obviously, I took my time on this one. I didn't path correctly, so it is taking more time. I also spent some time explaining, so don't let my clear time scare you that this is a garbage build, because it's a decent one. The huge power in this build is the fact that it's really good against other players. Other players have a hell of a time dealing with it, and it's mega cheap. It is, like my set is worth like 30,000. It says it's worth 28,000 in the tooltip right now. But yeah, that's because I ate the food. Obviously, it's 30,000 with the food equipped, so there you go. And let's just take out this last boss here real quick. He's an easy boy. Go ahead and hit him with the curse, and then run with the curse, by the way, because this one isn't rooted. You know, just hold him in the puddle, right? Go ahead and smack him around with our auto attacks. More puddles for more fun times. Hit him with the laser. He's gonna jump up in the air here shortly. There it is. And then I did not dodge that. Hopefully I didn't reset there. Oh boy, that would have been unfun, wouldn't it? Let's use our Mercenary Jacket because I can. Alright, just because. And then hit him again with the Cursed Circle here. Pop the boots. Don't need to. I just want to, you know, just flex on him. You know, flex on a scripted NPC. And there we have it. What's in the final chest? 7k. Not bad. This entire dungeon was worth 184,000. And we did it in, well, unfortunately 12.5 minutes. But again, that was because I'm making a video and not speedrunning it like I normally would. Also, if you have like a Thetford cape, that's what I would recommend. If you want to spend more money, Thetford cape. There you go. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Swole Benji. If you'd like to see more of these videos, let me know what you want to see next. Let me know in the comments. I read every comment. Also, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Now, here's the thing. On the right side of your screen, there is a video that you should absolutely click. If you do, you'll find money on the ground when you go outside tomorrow. You'll find money on the ground. It'll just blow in the wind and you can pick it up. But if you don't click it, uh-oh, that money on the ground might be yours. And someone else is going to get it.